So the long preliminaries just about over with. I promise you the team news. Here it is. Brazil, 2 changes with Casemiro suspended and Marcelo is fit again. There he is in the lineup. Miranda, who will captain the side today. They rotate the captaincy. Thiago Silva, of course, alongside him. Least experienced is Fagner, the right back. So the long preliminaries just about over with. I promise you the team news. Here it is. Brazil, 2 changes with Casemiro suspended and Marcelo is fit again. There he is in the lineup. Miranda, who will captain the side today. They rotate the captaincy. Thiago Silva, of course, alongside him. Least experienced is Fagner, the right back. Neymar, of course, 90th cap for him. Fernandinho coming in. Felipe Coutinho has been in great form here. Paulinho has revived his career with Brazil. Willian and Gabriel Jesus of Manchester City, the youngest member of the squad, up top. They don't change that team very much at all, but the Casemiro suspension means they had to today. And of course, Marcelo was always going to come back for Felipe Luis at left back. I think the teams here have realized they are ambassadors for the game. The referee's from Serbia, Milorad Mazic. He got the Champions League final as well a few weeks ago, Real Madrid and Liverpool. Looks like Belgium won the toss. Eden Hazard made captain by Roberto Martinez. Daniele Ossato of Italy leading the video assistant refereeing team there. All kitted out as usual. Belgium, by the way, will start with a team which finished the astonishing comeback against Japan. So out go Dries Mertens and Yannick Carrasco. Here's the team. There's Vincent Kompany, Toby Alderweireld of Tottenham Hotspur. He might be leaving, he's a bit unsettled. Nasser Chadli coming in there on the left. Axel Witsel, Marouane Fellaini's brought in as well. He scored from the bench. Meunier, the wide player, right. Eden Hazard, the skipper, and danger man. Romelu Lukaku, good form here. And Kevin De Bruyne of Manchester City. Since winning the 2002 final against Germany, Brazil have lost all 4 games in the knockout phase when they've faced European opposition. Which is a bit of a surprising one, really, but there it is. And the game quickly underway, and Marcelo, back from his injury, quickly getting a touch. Here's Thiago Silva. He and Miranda, the 2 central defenders, born 2 weeks apart. They're the 2 oldest players in the team. Been playing together since 2007, and Brazil's defense really has been very, very difficult to break down. They've added a fair bit of steel to the silk these days, and this is the man who's done it. Chiche, very impressive at his press conference yesterday. Spoke a lot of common sense, wants things to be cool. I think 4 years ago, in that traumatic 7-1 defeat in the semi-final against Germany, Brazil rather drowned in their own emotion. It's been a trauma, and they're trying to forget. It'll take some time. Lukaku won't be able to catch that one. But I wonder whether his power and pace might just trouble this defence. Roberto Martinez was a player in the lower divisions in England. He helped to keep Swansea in the Football League one day. He said that was pressure. That was more pressure than this. Spoke to him yesterday, and he said, we are very, very ready for what we have to do. Let's see whether they are. Fellaini on the chase, Fernandinho, but De Bruyne has picked it up, and he's got a good shot on him, but not this time. Kevin De Bruyne. Fernandinho, only him and Marcelo survivors of that 7-1 game, and that's not a good start for Fernandinho in what is his first start of this World Cup. He's been coming off the bench till now. Wagner, the only player in the Brazil team with under 10 caps to his name. Plays for Corinthians, which was the club that Chiche used to manage. Alderweireld with a slightly nervy touch as Neymar closed down on him. Meunier to keep it in on the far side, the Paris Saint-Germain player. I think he'll hug that touchline, and Chadli will hug the other one. They'll try to make the pitch as good as and wide as they can. I think Belgium took the view, looking at the Mexico game, that they did create things. But Neymar to get this one in towards Gabriel Jesus, but too close to Courtois that time. Hazard with the flick on, and once again De Bruyne, who's being deployed today in a more forward role. Fellaini's been brought in to bring his physicality a bit further back to try to lock the door on Brazil in midfield areas, and De Bruyne, I think, has been unleashed a little bit more. He'll like that too. That might be an extra problem for the Brazilian defence here. Vertonghen scored with a header against Japan. That was the goal that started the Belgium comeback. They created history in that game, the first time in a knockout game where a team had been 2-0 down in the second half and gone on to win in 90 minutes. Bit luckless, Japan. They played wonderfully. Wagner. Brazil did start very slowly in that Mexico game. Took 20 minutes for them to really wake up. Might have been something they addressed. Down goes Felipe Coutinho. Fellaini will just have to watch his step a little bit, I think, with some of the challenges. They won't want him on a yellow card from too early a point in the proceedings. Jesus' run is stopped, is Hazard. Could be a real battle between the two number 10s today. Eden Hazard and Neymar. Hazard, nice ball that. Found Fellaini, and he picks out De Bruyne. Might have caught them spits by surprise. Meunier with the header down towards Lukaku. Another of Roberto Martinez's messages to his players was, we've got to be ourselves. And that means, I think, playing fairly attacking football when they can. How well they can defend might decide this game, I think. Neymar down already, and Fellaini involved in a few challenges already, and now he's getting a word of warning here from the Serbian referee. He's putting himself about a bit free with the elbow there, and the referee's seen that. He's 3 yards away. Now already he knows that the referee's on his case and watching, so I think he's going to have to be clever with this job he's been given, Fellaini, today. Just signed a new deal at Manchester United. A lot of speculation he might be leaving, but he's not. Fernandinho. Now Coutinho. Neymar wants it and gets it. Those two get on very, very well together. Good chemistry between them. Marcelo, there's plenty of threat down that left-hand side, because Marcelo, as you will have noticed, likes to play almost like a left winger himself when he can. So they've got him and Neymar and Coutinho at times posing a threat down that side. They might have their work cut out, those Belgian defenders. Here comes the Brazil corner. Miranda got something on it. Oh, and then Thiago Silva, and somehow it bounces back off the woodwork. What a remarkable escape that was for Belgium. Don't think he knew much about it, Thiago Silva. Meanwhile, here goes Lukaku running at that defence at the other end. De Bruyne lays it back. Hazard blocked on the way through. And then Chadli trying his luck. My goodness me, this is some start. There's the Chadli effort, swinging wide. At the other end, flicked on, off Thiago Silva and against the post. He can't believe it. Look at that face, tells the story. Somebody up there, I think, liked Belgium then. Of course, Thiago Silva was suspended for that 7-1 game against the Germans in the semi-final 4 years ago, and Neymar was already out of the tournament with a broken vertebrae. Fagner. It was interesting, Lukaku said at his press conference yesterday, Brazil have got 3 out of 4 very experienced defenders. We do respect them, so you were kind of left thinking, well, will they target the other one? That's Fagner. We'll see. Coutinho. Really good player. Marcelo to play this one in. Neymar was arriving, didn't quite reach him. Touched a hand on the way through. Gabriel Jesus. Paulinho. Some real argy-bargy in Belgium. Very grateful to smuggle that behind for a corner. Well, did touch the arm. That wasn't deliberate handball by Chadli. And then anything really could have happened there. Alderweireld. Flicked onto the near post, and they have the lead. Vincent Kompany and Brazil concede first. Extraordinary. The near post header did it. And they've just taken a little flick off Fernandinho as well. Yeah. Yeah, it comes off him, doesn't it, last? Kompany attacks the near post, and then the two Brazilians mess it up, and it's off Fernandinho, off his elbow and in. Well, that's an absolute nightmare. And it's a gift, really, Yet another own goal. It's breaking records for own goals this World Cup. 11 altogether. Just extraordinary. Thiago Silva. How do Brazil respond to that? They will always believe that they're going to score, and of course they nearly always do. Here's Willian. Lovely ball in. Courtois with a very strong fist away. Needed to be as well. Here's Coutinho. Loves to hit one on the right foot from that sort of angle. Seen it already at this World Cup. Neymar cuts it back, and still it won't go in. Well, there have been some hair-raising escapes back there. Gabriel Jesus this time, who couldn't just stick out a foot. Leading a bit of a charmed life. Neymar looking to dance through them all. Marcelo charged down by Marouane Fellaini. First time Brazil have been behind in this World Cup. Paulinho back to Fernandinho. Marcelo in, away by Company that time. Company went away celebrating the goal. Don't think he got any kind of touch. And anyway, the decisive one was off Fernandinho in the end. The problem for Belgium is Brazil have a long time to do something about this. And one thing he won't do is panic. Cheche, who a few years ago took a year out to study coaching all around Europe. Spent a lot of time with Carlo Ancelotti, up to Real Madrid at the time. Assimilating the lessons, broadening his knowledge. I can tell you that Brazil made files, not just on the teams they were drawn against, but against all of the other 31 nations at this World Cup. That preparation was that thorough. They actually lent out the work to various clubs around Brazil. So they're all in on this, all the clubs in Brazil as well. It's not just the national team, but they're in a bit of trouble early on here. And here's De Bruyne. Lukaku. Chadley. It's done well. Getting that ball in, and there's definitely an aerial advantage on the crosses for Belgium. Some good headers of the ball. Notably Lukaku and Fellaini. And Jesus looks up hopefully, but he's not going to get anything there. The young striker was top scorer in the qualifiers for Brazil when in the end they skated it. Won the South American group, that tough South American group, by 10 points. Was that a little handoff by Company? They used Dedrick Boyata in the first few games, but Company's come in now in the knockout phase, maybe just rationing his games. Maybe the thinking there is that so many injuries, over 40 in his Manchester City career, usually calf problems. So just getting him on the pitch is something. Here's Neymar. Big job for Thomas Meunier watching him today. He'll get plenty of help, of course. Coutinho. Now Fernandinho. Coutinho again! And Courtois is very grateful that's straight at him. Coutinho transferred for £141 million in January to Barcelona from Liverpool. Of course, if he'd stayed, he would have played in a Champions League final. Get the feeling he might play in one or two before he's through. Here's Witsel. '94th cap for him, by the way. 9 of the starting 11 for Belgium have got over 60 caps today. A lot of experience, so they shouldn't freeze. Lukaku. There's Coutinho again, pulling all the strings from that midfield position. This time it's easy for Jan Vertonghen. Over 100 caps for Vertonghen in this experienced lineup. In fact, number 106 today for the Spurs man. They missed him when Euro 2016 boiled towards its climax and Belgium went out against Wales. Here's Hazard now, accelerating into space. Meunier's in space up here as well. More of it. Lukaku was waiting. Vital block by Marcelo. Good cross in, and again, this time Miranda stops it getting to Lukaku. You'd be amazed if we've seen the last goal in this game. You can remind me about that later, if they turn out to be famous last words. Fernandinho's got an injury now. Well, this is a great run from Hazard. Look at Meunier screaming for the ball. Give it me, he says. He couldn't get the one through to Lukaku at the end of it. Otherwise, he could read 0-2 there. First 20 minutes absolutely flown by here. Like a tank. He's done well. De Bruyne. De Bruyne, 2-0! Belgium! What is going on here? Brazil in deep, deep trouble now. Well, the FIFA president, Mr. Infantino, is witnessing maybe some real history here for Belgium football. This is fantastic from Lukaku at the beginning of the move. How many people does he charge through? They just don't pick him up. And better than that, he picks out De Bruyne. You know, given any time and space, he can do that. And exactly what Kevin De Bruyne has done to put Belgium 2-0 up. His 15th goal for his country, and I would say the most special. Got one in the knockout rounds against the USA 4 years ago in Brazil. But this one against Brazil will be wrapped in gold as far as Belgium are concerned. Neymar. Well, this venue, Kazan, has really seen some big stories at this World Cup. Scene of Argentina going out in that 4-3 thriller against France. Scene of Germany going out against South Korea. And now the favourites and only South American survivors, Brazil, 2 down to Belgium. Willian. Another great ball in from him. Ping pong in the penalty area. Company gets it away. Hazard. Chadley. I don't think Brazil were quite expecting that De Bruyne would change roles as devastatingly as he has. Well, he must be thinking this management game is easy at the moment. Roberto Martinez, who had such a, well, horrible end really to his time at Everton, where he was almost hounded out by the supporters. And of course he did pull off an FA Cup win for Little Wigan against Manchester City in the final. I think if this result stays the same, I'll top that for him. Because this is the biggest stage of the lot, isn't it? First time that Brazil have conceded twice in a game since March 2016, over 2 years. But they haven't been playing Belgium in that time. Belgium were full of goals. It's important Brazil keep their heads in all of this. You think under this coach Chiche they will, and they'll still believe, because Belgium, above anybody here, know that 2-0 leads are not the end of the story, because they came back from 2 down, didn't they, a few days ago to beat Japan. And there's no doubt Brazil have got it in them to stage a comeback in this match, which makes things even more intense and exciting. Coutinho. Neymar leads wide. Marcelo to play it in. Company hasn't got that one, and Gabriel Jesus can't direct his header on target. Belgium have struggled with these crosses. Company's nowhere near that. Jesus has pulled off the back of him and can't get the header on target. Jesus, who lives with his mum in Manchester. Former cleaner, brought up 4 children. And her son now is very much looking after her. Quite right too for mum. As that's fade in, and now they do get a goal. Rene Augusto, the substitute. He's only just come on, and he's given Brazil a lifeline. Maybe that changes it. Clever little header from Rene Augusto. And the key thing was he headed it down into the corner. Not even the giant Courtois could get there. Only his 6th ever goal for Brazil, but what a big one. So now what? Now can Belgium stand the heat? Firmino. Rene Augusto to play it wide. Douglas Costa. Formerly of Bayern Munich, of course, and now Marcelo. Coutinho. Brazil believe again now. Marcelo got a lucky break with the ball there. Goes down in the box, it's just a goal kick. Witsel with the challenge. Lovely ball in, and Rene Augusto. Brazil go out of a World Cup, but that is exactly what's going to happen. They are knocked out. The favourites have gone. Belgium have pulled off one of the biggest, if not the biggest win in their history. They make the semi-finals for only the second time ever. And Brazil do not manage to exercise the demons of 4 years ago here in Russia when so many people fancied them. They couldn't do it. Belgium had a plan. They counter-attacked brilliantly in the first half. An own goal by Fernandinho. Then De Bruyne 2-0.